Warriors, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I want to talk to you today about our children and teens. Let's discuss Instagram and what's going on this week with Instagram and Facebook. You know, Facebook owns Instagram, and they have proposed that they want to create an Instagram exclusively for children 13 and under. Lynn's Warriors, along with many other advocates across the country, do not want an Instagram for kids. And let me tell you why we don't want an Instagram for kids. Let's start with CSAM, C-S-A-M. That stands for Child Sexual Abuse Material. Let me give you some facts about CSAM. We have 131 images, sexual in nature, of children online every minute. That means 7,860 per hour, which means 188,640 sexual images of our children per 24-hour cycle. And this is what we know about. Remember, most of this is underreported, and anything criminal in nature, we're not getting the true stats. This is what we know about. So shockingly, Instagram, they want to have this 13 and under, a predator's paradise. You know, predators lurk wherever the children are, and these days the children are online. We know that 1 in 4 children ages 10 to 18, and I would guess it's probably higher, own their own devices, meaning phones, tablets, laptops, computers. We propose that Facebook, forget about a new Instagram, that they fix the old Instagram and put on safety features and warnings and help us protect our children. Facebook, Instagram, along with TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, all remain, nobody's accounting for anything. Big Tech, Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, provides for them. They're held accountable for nothing. Therefore, warriors, it is up to us. I work on a lot of policy here in New York State and also on the federal level. And although I'm very hopeful and we have good things in the works, as you know, there's a lot of red tape and things take a lot of time. So in the meantime, we have to step up and protect our children. We also know that during the last a little over a year with COVID, while more children have been spending time online with their school, at home while everything was closed down, the reports are starting to leak out about the vulnerabilities and what they've been suffering psychologically due to COVID and this loss of socialization and interaction. It is up to us, warriors. Step in. It's all overwhelming. Lynn's Warriors is here to help you navigate all of this very calmly and easily. Remember, we want to train ourselves not to react. We want to just be proactive and engage our children and educate them and empower them. But that starts with you, so you have to know what's going on. The best website around that I can recommend to you is protectyoungeyes.com. Please go to protectyoungeyes.com. You will find free webinars. You will find, please sign up for their free newsletter, weekly, full of information, mock discussions that you can have with different age groups, your children. This is all for parents, grandparents, and trusted adults. Because if we don't take all of this into our own hands in our own homes and communities, the human trafficking will just keep escalating and escalating. And I want to go through something. The words two words, human trafficking, I don't really like those words because I know when I talk to people, they tend to tune out human trafficking. They think of it trucks and buses and foreign countries, therefore they're not listening. So I want to make it very clear. Human trafficking, think of it as a vehicle, something moving. An image moves online. An image sexual in nature that your child may be forced after thinking they're communicating, playing a game with one of their peers, and then after a while they think it's a friend and they start exchanging. They're pressured into exchanging photos. And once that happens, it's called sextortion. That is human trafficking. So an image online traveling about the internet world is human trafficking. And I don't think a lot of people understand this. So that image, even if you delete it right away, has been, retweeted, shared. You can never really get that image down. And I want to share with you that right now there are a couple of lawsuits going on with Twitter, with Facebook, and minors. And Facebook just the other day in court And this is a case of a 13-year-old boy who's now 16, but at the time he was 13, and was forced, he exchanged some images, and then he had to get these images down, and it was, what a catastrophe. And if it wasn't for the mom knowing somebody, she went to her pastor, and he knew somebody in Homeland Security, they could not get these images down no matter what. So Twitter just the other day announced they have no responsibility. Whatever's on their platform, again, because they're protected under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which was created in 1996 when the internet was born. Well, a lot has happened, as you know, since 1996. And we've got to update and change what is going on and protect our children. And also, it's become the number one predator to our children. Yes, it does happen out on the streets, and certainly during COVID, we have learned we're giving our children away. They're being trafficked in our own homes, in their bedrooms, on their devices. So again, I want all adults, trusted adults here, parents, grandparents, to really start educating themselves to protect our most vulnerable. And I will say that is from a newborn to age 18. So here's what you have to do. The first step, again, go to protectyoungeyes.com. Lots of free, great information, a wonderful resource to help you. You know, there are even phones, because we like to communicate with our kids, that are strictly for talking, so parents can check in with the kids can check in with the parents. You can text. There's no internet on it. It's strictly a device for communication, which is terrific. There's also my new website, linswarriors.org. Please go. It is one-stop shopping. I want to make it easy for everybody. I know how overwhelmed everybody is, but you will find resources. You will find calls to action. Very simple. Everything's laid out for you right there. Things you can read, things that are in the news. So again, linswarriors.org. And you know, I formed Lins Warriors in the past year because I wanted to give the survivor voice recognition. I wanted to engage and empower them because the one thing they need is education. They need a job. They need to make money. So all of the proceeds from Lins Warriors go to the survivor voice and helping them reemerge into life. You know, it's a lifelong process. It's not about somebody just decides to stop, you know, being a prostitute, or they're saved from human trafficking. They need housing, they need medical care, they need psychological care. It's really, they need groceries, they need transportation, they need toiletries. So that's why Lins Warriors was born. I saw this lack of, and certainly during COVID, when the only money a lot of these survivors were making, they were giving speeches or they were educating colleges, and even that wasn't a lot. They weren't making a lot of money. So please go to linswarriors.org. Read up, educate yourselves, share with your children. I want to leave you with one thing. Here's what you have to do with your children. You have to engage, educate, and empower them, and meet them where they are. That would be online these days. So please educate yourselves, talk to your kids, and go out and be a warrior. And perhaps you can intervene and prevent your child from having one of these horrific experiences. Because I promise you, it's not if they will see something online, whether it's a conversation, sexual in nature, or an image. I guarantee you they will see something online. So be prepared and meet them where they are and get to them before the predator, because we're all warriors.